Welcome, one and all, to this Big A Junction podcast. My name is Gareth.
My name is Bruce.
And we talk about things we just don't know where they're going to go. We are in clarity. I think it's not first time, it's one of the first times I've actually seen you so clear, and vice versa. This is the first time I've actually seen myself clear without having to use my camera, as in my Canon, because I would normally use it. But this little addition to the webcamming is pretty impressed, actually.
Yeah, I think I'm house sitting at the moment, so I've probably got a better.
Oh, you've got much better. Well. Oh no, it's much better. It's much clearer.
These people don't play around.
Exactly. So this is episode 136. We are
wow,
136, buddy. Off and on for the last few years.
That's it.
More off this last 2 years because of my travels, but
yeah,
it's always good. We thought we'd just jump into it, and I think this is my favorite. This is my favorite movie director of many, but he's probably my favorite one, just because of how creative it is, and his name is M. Night Shymalan.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think you might have, all those years ago, I think you might have been the one to turn me on to him.
Yeah.
I think you knew about him before I did, and you're like, dude, you got to check this guy out.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then from there, it's just been this, you and I have always been following the movies, and whenever a new movie comes out, like, dude, M. Night Shyamalan's out. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, because because of his distinctive style, he's got a very different way of making movies. And all his movies have got a particular feel, and his uses of different shots and colors and all that. He's just a really standout director. So yeah, we thought we'd take a look at
jump into it.
All his movies, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm just bringing up something. I thought I would just start us off with. I'm sorry if I zoom in a lot and out. I'm still trying to get used to this camera. I thought we could just start off with a trailer for his latest movie, and because I want to hear your opinion of it.
Oh yes, because we both watched it. Yes, okay.
We both watched it, but we haven't really spoken about it yet.
We haven't. No.
It is called Trap, and I just wanted to share that up as a good starter. This is his latest, and then there's actually more coming. He has been involved in a series, but that's another thing. So this is called Trap. This is M. Night Shyamalan doing what he does.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lady Raven.
Wait. I got to tie my shoe.
No, dad jokes. This is serious. Come on.
I'm sorry. Lady Raven.
This shit slapped, Dad. Thank you. This is literally the best day of my life.
Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. I can leave you here in the seat.
I'm good, Dad.
Right? Hi. Cooper, Jamie. What's with all the police trucks outside? The cameras everywhere, Jamie. I'm not supposed to tell. Something happening? Don't rat me out. I won't. You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up? Well, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today, so they set up a trap for him. This whole concert, it's a trap. They're watching all the exits, checking everyone that leaves. There's no way to get out of here.
Dad. Dad. Dad.
I'm sorry, Riley. What was that?
Never ready for it. Love myself in your day.
Your daughter's never gonna forget this day.
Yeah. That is actually those like trailers that like tell like half the movie. That was close to one of them.
Yes.
But it's
Yeah.
actually interesting because there was a previous trailer that actually opens it up a lot more. So I actually quite like this one because it doesn't go as far as the first trailer I saw. Because the first trailer that I saw, it basically tells you a lot about the story already. With this one, you're aware that he's possibly the butcher, but that's as far as you go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what's interesting
I-
is that the artist that is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. She
I realized this.
he wrote all the music, she sang
Correct.
all the music, and she choreographed everything. So that whole show was her from scratch, from start to finish. That was all her. And then she plays a pivot, and then she also plays quite a big part in the movie as well.
Yes, that was unexpected.
Yes, agreed.
So, yeah, I found this one interesting because it doesn't just. I don't think this is a spoiler at all, but it didn't have the M. Night Shyamalan twist that a lot of them have.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah, I think you sort of it's interesting how they reveal a lot of what's going on quite early in the movie.
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was very well done. I thought it's definitely one of Shyamalan's better ones because I don't know. Josh Hartnett was great in it as well. He played a great character.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And I think it was well done, even though it revealed a lot. It was because it was more taken from the main character's perspective, and I quite like that one. So
yeah, so basically for people who haven't watched it, obviously we're not going to tell everything, but I mean even from that trailer you can tell that he's the butcher, and even in the beginning of the movie, like you find out that he's the butcher in the first like 5 or 10 minutes. So that's not it's not a spoiler. And it's one of the I think it's the first movie that I've watched of his where it tells you everything up front. All the other ones that he's had have like slowly drawn a path and slowly, and then it opens up at the end. Oh crap, he's blah blah blah. With this one, it's very clear and open, cut and dry kind of thing, which I thought was an interesting idea, because it's like, how do you make a movie about a character that you already know who he is, you already know what he's done? How do you actually form a whole movie around that premise? And I think he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I did. I think, and maybe it's also nice to sort of deviate from that, because there's so many movies where you only realize right at the end, okay, this is the guy, and this is the, and he also, I think he also realized, Flip, I'm making so many movies with twists, it's going to become a bit formulaic. So obviously want to change things up a little bit and all that. So
yeah,
but yeah,
to me, for me, it wasn't my favorite. I remember, finishing and going, oh, a little bit disappointing. You really liked it, eh? I mean, it wasn't terrible. Don't get me wrong. It was M. Night Shyamalan. Love it. It just for me wasn't one of the strongest ones.
I enjoyed the whole thing. It gripped me the whole way through. I think I might have actually watched it more or less in one go, which is new for me.
Quite something for you,
Um,
yes. Okay.
me watching Bruce watching movies in installments.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
uh, and yeah, I didn't really feel a sense of like I wanted more at the end, kind of thing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so it's didn't I enjoyed it. It was like, okay, cool. M. Night Shyamalan, he's done it again. Nice one,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly. I think it's, and in fact, it actually did pretty well at the box office as well.
Okay.
On the budget that it was, and I mean, it didn't make a crap load of money, but on the budget that it was to what it made, it's actually
Okay.
and most reviews are actually pretty positive about it. That he's that he's back, etc., etc., etc.
Cool.
I'm going to reverse one back before Trap, and then you can go wherever you want and go from this. The only reason is just because I watched them both almost at this, almost near the, not the same time, but I think I rewatched both of these in a similar time passage.
Okay.
It is called A Knock at the Cabin, and that one I really enjoyed. A Knock at the Cabin. See, it's so difficult to explain his movies without giving away certain aspects.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
It's very difficult. Like, so I think an easier way of talking about it without any form of a spoiler to it, because again, this one also doesn't have a major kick at the end. It just tells us, it flows through the whole story. And basically what it's about, it is there is a couple with their adopted daughter that are, I think it's on some form of a holiday in this cabin, away from everything, nice and chilled, no issues. And then what happens is there's four people with different characteristics. I'll just leave it like that. They basically knock at the cabin, and that's then when stuff goes down. I think that's the best way of explaining it. It's so difficult just to talk about his movies without spoiling them. But I really enjoyed A Knock at the Cabin. I watched it twice so far. I probably watched it, well, not probably. I I now have a folder of every single movie of his, and I'm going to slowly go through it over the next week or two, just to get back into it, to watch the ones that I have watched years ago, the ones that I thought were really corny, but I'll still watch. So the Knock at the Cabin, one of the characters, so it was David Baptista, who was he put on a side thing here, and then we must carry on with the rest of the stuff. A side thing with this movie, he put on another 50 or 60 pounds on top of his already weight. So he's from WWE originally, but he's moved away from there. But he's massive. For this role, he actually put on about 40 or 50 pounds extra on top of everything, which is why he looks so big. And there's four people who are part of the story, different characters, and they've managed to make a whole movie. A lot of it's just shot. Most of it's not. The high percentage is shot in the cabin or around in the forest. Which is why the budget was a lot smaller.
Because they went to locations or anything like that.
Exactly, and that reminds me actually of a movie that his second daughter, so not the musician, his second daughter made, which was called the Watchers.
The Watchers, correct.
Which I so enjoyed. And again, I bring that up because they filmed it mostly around a house cabin kind of thing and the forest itself. And I think you have to be a good writer and a good director to keep people enthralled for most of a movie where the surroundings don't change a lot. And that I think
Yeah.
he's done really well.
Yeah. Buddy, my light is changing because it's daylight coming through the window. So I just want to close a curtain quickly because it's making me look a little hazy.
It's not terrible, but yeah, that's fine.
Let me try and change close the curtain quick.
No, all good. Yeah. So we were actually talking about the weather. Bruce mentions. There we go. Bruce mentioned that.
Here we go.
Bruce was mentioning that this last week or something, there was one of the coldest days ever in the country. So I think the weather has been doing the same thing to your lighting and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's just the sun. The sun's coming up properly now, so it's just
that's good. Yeah. So carry on. I just wanted to bring up those two because they're the most recent which I've watched. I enjoyed A Knock at the Cabin more, but both pretty good.
Right. Yeah. I think I'm going to have a chat about what I seem to remember as my first experience of M. Night Shyamalan, and I think it was The Village. It was part of a group of movies that you lent me.
Yeah.
I was laid up on the couch after getting my wisdom teeth out. And Gareth
very kindly
lent me some. Gareth very kindly lent me some movies. I was doped up on painkillers. And one of them was The Village, and I was like, "What the hell?"
That blew my mind.
Watch? I know the Village is easily. Favorite. Yeah, I think you and I agree, and I think you said, "Dude, you have to watch this movie."
Oh yeah,
and then because he had already released. It was like his third major movie because he had already released Unbreakable and Signs before The Village came out. And then I went back.
Oh yeah.
And then sort of watched, and then I think I watched Unbreakable, and then Signs came and sort of started, and then you and I had this sort of we both became these really big fans of him through those movies. And I think from there we were always just waiting for the next one. So the Village. Yeah, The Village for me was great because one of the things was his use of color.
Yes.
The yellows and the reds especially, and the way they stood out in such stark contrast in this world of this countryside, where it's just basically trees and forest, and you have these incredibly bright colors that stood out, representing the two different main, would you say characters, main entities in the movie, I'd say, more than anything else. But this whole storyline and the twist at the end was like, what? That was crazy. And then
I'm trying to track down what year The Village came out, and I'm struggling to find it on my on my list. You were saying it's after Signs.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so the order I have them. I just didn't have I don't have the dates, but the order was his first main movie was.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, yeah, it was Unbreakable, then it was Signs, and then it was The Village.
So Sixth Sense actually came before that.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. That was up at a different part of my list. Yes, Sixth Sense was the first one. Sorry, not Unbreakable.
Sixth Sense, then Unbreakable, then Signs, and then The Village.
Yeah,
and there are actually two movies before that he did. But if we have enough time, I'll get into it. But basically, from when he broke into the movie world properly, is The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, he did some smaller stuff. I didn't realize he actually wrote the screenplay for Stuart Little. I thought, what?
For Stuart Little? Crazy. No,
yeah, he wrote because Stuart Little's based on a book, but he wrote the screenplay. I think he partnered with someone, but he had a hand in.
That's such a weird. I mean, from what he normally writes. That's very
Yeah,
interesting. Very
you got to
creative.
start somewhere. Got to
Yeah.
start somewhere.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
this is now.
the movies before that, he did one in 1998 called Wide Awake. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
he did one, and in fact, he even did one before that. Sorry, I have a whole list here. He did Wide Awake, and then he did Praying with Anger, and then
That
when
was,
he
yeah.
began his whole when everything began to happen, then this is where he came from.
Yeah, Praying with Anger was his student film. That was in '92.
Yep, that's right.
And then it's crazy. I mean, to go from there and then to do The Sixth Sense, which was nominated for Best Director and Best Original Screenplay, and that really, I think, that put him on the map.
So somehow he didn't win.
Yeah, well,
Bloody rude.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, and then
yeah,
and then Unbreakable also. I think that sort of also set a bit of a that put his style. It set his style in stone a bit because of the twist in the end of Unbreakable and the concept behind that. So then we like, okay, so this guy, all right, so now we start. You go, okay, cool. Now we start waiting for the M. Night Shymalan twist.
Little kick at the end, yeah. Just a brief synopsis. So if we do talk about a movie, we can give a little bit of a synopsis that won't give away. This is from The Village, and the synopsis basically is that it's in an isolated town that lives in fear of an unknown monster from the surrounding woods. Now, I forgot about this part, but when one from the community is badly injured, there's a blind girl sets out into the woods to help them. I forgot about her. I mean, I remember her role. I just forgot the facts. And also with like M. Night Shyamalan, there'll be a reason why she is a blind character. He doesn't just go, oh, I'll make a character blind because, it's something to write about. I feel that every character he writes, there's some form of a meaning behind him.
Yes.
And Dirk, I think that was with Dirk and Phoenix. Jacqueline Phoenix? That's how you say it?
Yes, that's how you.
Oh, sorry,
Joaquin
not
Phoenix.
even close. Not even close. Joaquin was actually in 2 of M. Night's movies.
He was, yes.
He was in The Village and he was in Signs.
Yes. Signs was a cool one. I don't remember much about Signs. I don't recall
is with Mel Gibson and Dakota Fanning. Very good cast.
Yeah, so that was the whole concept of crop circles and possible alien visitation.
And possible aliens, and then it just opened up to the story, Yeah,
it was very well done, very scary, very tense.
Sorry, I was just going to say that's in that was in 2002 after Unbreakable.
Yeah. One of the other things about his style, which I don't think he was doing, he sort of started doing this later on. But do you remember? You see how sometimes in his movies where he'll film a scene, but the one person will be facing the camera, and the other person you only ever see the back of them, and the camera doesn't. The camera angles don't switch.
That's
and
right.
I think I always that's very much an M. Night Shyamalan thing. He does that. He does that very often. So you don't. It's I saw it in Watches. I saw it in a couple of other ones. I thought that's always even in his series, The Servant, he does that quite a bit as well. So
Servant, that was a whole nother series, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
a whole nother story. I mean, he creates obviously movies, and he also creates series. I mean, he's just. I'm just going to play a trailer of a movie, of one of his next movie. If I'm correct, let me just look at my list. Yeah, it's called Lady in the Water. Now, this is 2006. It's got mostly bad feedback. This is one of my favorite movies. I really love the story. I love it because of how it's been written like a fantasy book. Like you open this book and you're just following. It didn't do exceptionally well. I don't understand why. I don't know why people hated it. Not hated it, but weren't a fan of it. Oh, one thing we didn't mention: M. Night Shyamalan always puts himself in every movie somewhere, in some
he
little
plays
random role.
He plays a cameo, correct? Yes,
yeah, every movie, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm just gonna. So this is a movie that is one of my favorites. And like I say, it didn't do very well. I'm still trying to work out why people didn't like it, and you can give me your view on it as well after this.
His movies have defied convention.
Hello, I'm Cleveland Heap. Welcome to the Cove.
Challenged our beliefs.
Something keeps setting off the sprinklers.
There's something strange going on around this building.
And explored the dark corners of our fears.
I saw you! Come out of that pool right now!
Now, writer and director M. Night Shymalan
Do you wish to know your future?
shows us what lives under the water.
Where are you from?
The blue world.
How many of you are there?
And the nightmare that waits
You will keep coming after me.
in your own backyard.
It is about to get very dangerous.
Oh my God. We have to help her.
You have an animal size.
I think she might be an angel.
Sometimes it isn't always what it seems.
What's happening? I thought it was going to be safe. Just keep looking in his eyes.
Lady in the Water.
Those creatures, man, I thought they were so well made.
This is one that I didn't really enjoy that much. It's been a long time since I
why is that?
watched it.
I need to hear someone else your view on that, because I'm trying to understand why people didn't like it.
I wish I could remember. It has been a while, but I distinctly remember being like, oh, I'm not even sure if I finished it. And I distinctly remember being disappointed because I was watching it on the strength of like, oh flip, it's the new M. Night Shyamalan. And I was like,
yeah, it's not that.
And I think maybe I was expecting something different. Maybe my expectations were too high, or I was, and it just was like, I'm not connecting with this.
Yeah,
so
I think with some people they found it not boring, but it didn't really go anywhere. I think it fell flat with a lot of people. I don't know. Maybe people didn't like the whole storybook kind of a feel to it. And again, filming wise, though, budget wise, he filmed it all in one place, which I thought was also really, really cool. I like how he does that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of, I enjoyed it just because I liked the storytelling. I liked the fantasy. I felt like I was in a fantasy book. I felt like I was in the book called The Lady in the Water, and I was part of the. That's how I found that movie. I didn't find it just a normal movie. I actually found it. Maybe that's what people didn't like. That it was very different to his other styles.
Maybe it does seem though that movie and the next three that he didn't really get a lot of
oh no, they were trouble.
Positive reviews. So it was the
Happening.
Yeah, it was The Happening, and then it was the last Airbender, and then it was After Earth.
Yeah,
and
they yeah, I know, he was doing such strong movies. They for some reason four back to backs but didn't do as well.
Yeah, buddy, would you mind just taking 5 minutes on your own? The maid is here. I have to let her in. Well, not 5 minutes, a couple of minutes. Just let me let her in, and then I'll be back.
All right.
Okay, cool. You can have a chat about the next couple, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Just give me a sec. Thanks, buddy.
All right, but yeah, right.
Cool.
No worries. We'll just leave him on the side. He's going to go sort himself out. I'm going to speak about one called The Happening. And I'm just going to pull it up quickly. This is a movie that was supposed to be scary, I think, but it turns more in with some people found it was like more of a comedy. Well, they found it more entertaining comedy wise than actually getting scared wise. And it's with Mark Wahlberg. The thing with M. Night Shyamalan is that he pulls in some really good actors. Sorry, excuse my screen. So some really good, cast members. I'm just going to pop this up quickly for everybody. This is called The Happening, and this did reasonably okay, but not brilliantly. Here we go.
Were we supposed to stop here?
What's going on? You can't just leave us here.
Sir, we lost contact.
With whom?
Everyone.
There appears to be an event happening. It's some kind of attack. The first stage is loss of speech.
Claire. Claire?
The second stage is physical disorientation. The third stage is fatal.
I'm scared, Elliot.
It's okay.
The attacks are spreading. Boston, Philadelphia,
Maryland.
It's all over the country.
Authorities are now feeling that a terrorist group being responsible is becoming less and less likely.
She says everyone's dead outside.
Run.
Shut the windows and the doors! Here it comes! Could this really be happening?
Now, first off, I have to say, sorry, I'm just trying to switch this thing off here. I have to say, Mark Wahlberg plays that same style of big eyes. He's going, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. He has that similar look in a lot of his movies. I like when you see it, it's like the shocked, oh my gosh, look to him. I actually thought the premise for The Happening was pretty good. Although a large population, a large percentage of people who watched it found it, a lot of it, more funny than scary.
I didn't find it funny. I thought the entire concept and the storyline was actually pretty cool. It just that was one of the ones that sort of fell a little bit flat for me at the end. I think I was maybe waiting for the Shymalan twist that didn't seem to really come, and that's maybe why I felt that I was like, oh. I felt a bit let down at the end. That was I.
Although I feel that there wasn't really meant to be, because the whole movie was a twist. The whole thing was in itself a twist. That's how
maybe I saw it.
Maybe
I need to watch it again.
How much more of a twist you're going to get if you see all that kind of. Okay, we are running a bit late on our podcast here. Do you want to carry on with just jump through a few of the other movies, we might go on for like another 10 minutes instead of 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so one of the ones that okay, full disclosure, believe it or not, I still haven't seen The Sixth Sense. So that's the one of them I just haven't seen. I'm very aware of the twist and all of that, so I know the whole deal.
It's funny enough, I still have to watch it properly because I was told the twist. It just screwed up the whole thing for me.
Yeah,
Joel told me the ending. I didn't like him for a very long time.
But the other movie that I still haven't seen, I don't know if you've seen it. It was one called The Visit. Have you?
Yes,
seen it?
I knew it. I knew it. I knew you haven't watched it. It is cool.
Really,
oh yeah.
I was quite impressed here because it was done on a $5 million budget and it earned $98 million. Yeah. So it must have been.
The Visit is one of his lesser known movies. It's let me give you it's about two siblings who document a seemingly ordinary trip to visit their grandparents in the country, and of course all is not as it seems. I found it very interesting. That freaked me out. A portion of that movie freaked me out.
Okay.
So yes, I remember when I was looking, it's like, oh yeah, I doubt Bruce has watched this.
I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure why it went under the radar, but it really did well financially. I think it did so well because it was just such a clever concept, and it wasn't like way over the top.
Okay.
Well, I like. There were some parts that were over the top. Anyways, carry on. I enjoyed that.
What Gareth and I thought was very cool was how he eventually carried on from Unbreakable and created a trilogy of superhero movies.
That's right.
Unbreakable, Split, and Glass, and using the same characters and just sort of seeing how they all interlinked, and that was the whole concept of comic book characters, and do these types of people actually exist in real life? And
that's right.
If there's someone who's completely invincible, is there someone completely on the opposite end of the spectrum that is so weak physically, that the slightest thing happening to them can kill them or break them in some way?
Really good acting from Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, as well as extras, obviously.
And then let's not forget James McAvoy in Split, doing
that's possibly one of his best roles. That's probably one of his. And did you know? Oh, I can't remember now. It was meant to be someone else. Okay, while you're doing this, I'm going to check on it quickly. It was meant to be another actor, and it didn't work out. So they called in McAvoy, and I think literally he had a few weeks to get himself ready for that role. Yeah. And that's pretty much the synopsis of what I remember reading, is that he wasn't the original person. They called him in. He had a few weeks to actually understand all the different characters, and he nailed it.
Yeah.
And a really good twist as well.
Yeah. And that was when we also another actress who has now made a lot of waves. That's the first time we got to see Anya Taylor-Joy in her role in Split.
Oh, true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So she was that sort of was one of her sort of quite big first sort of bigger budget type of productions, and then suddenly we see her in the Queen's Gambit, and now she's all over the place. So
yeah. Because I mean, if we really get into those three movies, it's going to spoil the whole trilogy.
Yeah. We know
we can't really discuss anything from those three movies. But if you want to watch a really good trilogy, although it's not marketed fully as a trilogy.
No, but you can watch them. You can watch
them and see there's links, but it's not marketed as a part of the trilogy. No. That's also why I like it, because he didn't specifically make a trilogy. He made movies that had certain character links that left you thinking, okay.
Yeah. And now just what came out, I think you sent me the trailer of the new movie that he's
but we are missing one.
Oh.
2021. Old. That was because he had been making a few dangers, so to speak. That was one of his comeback movies.
Yes.
Very, very clever movie. It's all based around an island and there's certain effects that it has on people, and they aren't able to actually leave it, and just how it breaks down the characters and how it's a very good psychological look at how people react if they are cornered, and just obviously his little, twists here and there. I thought I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. It's he also is that was also based on a novel, so that's what he's been doing lately. He's been doing movies that are based on novels that have already been written. So Old was like that. Knock at the Cabin was a novel.
That's right.
And then also these movies that he produced. His daughter's movie, The Watchers.
Very good. Watch it if you want to.
Yeah, that was good. That was very cool.
The Watchers was great.
You could see
it's like a little bit scary, but not over the top. And you can see that she's linked obviously to her father's style a little bit.
Yes, yeah. It's not. Yeah, he. You can see his influence in the movie.
It's influence. There we go. But it's not an M. Night Shyamalan, which is why I quite liked it.
Yeah, she was the director. So this girl's turning out to be quite the talent, eh?
Yeah.
So we need to keep an eye on her.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then the new one that he's a producer on but has not directed, so we can see we'll get that feel though, is this new one called Caddo Lake, which looks pretty cool, I must say.
Caddo Lake, yeah, I think it's a series.
The trailer
isn't it?
did its job. As far as I understand,
well, was it a movie? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it definitely is that sort of M. Night Shyamalan level of tense, dark, scary, what the hell's going on type of movie. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's been released yet, but the trailer's out.
No.
So.
I'll just maybe play it as our last little bit.
That's a good idea.
Is that all right? Can I play it off and then we can?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I want to see the trailer again.
Yeah. So this is pretty much M. Night Shyamalan, and as Bruce was saying, this is his next addition to his. Oh yeah.
This place. This family.
We're going to search the whole lake.
What happened here? I'll always be a part of you.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's a teaser trailer. It's not the longer one that I watched.
No, it's just a teaser.
That's cool.
It's just a teaser, which I thought was decent to actually do that. And you can actually hear and feel his influence in that for sure.
Yeah. I don't know who the director is, but
yeah.
But yeah. So
well, there we go.
So yeah. He's great. I'll always give any movie he's involved in, either as a director or as a producer, I'll always give a chance because he's got serious credibility. Look, not everyone hits a complete bullseye. So yes, he had his moments where they weren't great,
Yeah.
But for the most part, he really he hits it pretty close. So,
I mean, for me,
Well-
his worst was a toss-up between The Last Airbender and After Earth.
you see, those are two that I haven't. I just have not seen them, so I can't.
So The
actually
Last
speak
Airbender
for-
was done all right. Well, it was okay, except the main character wasn't. He didn't even look a bit like who The Last Airbender was. After Earth was Will Smith and his son. I kind of enjoyed parts of it, so I would probably say the Dunga was the Last Airbender. But it's just something how he can be so creative and so brilliant in certain amount of movies, and then he can make three that's like, I don't like why. So
Yeah. Well,
hey,
no one's
Shymalan.
perfect. Yeah.
Oh, and
he's still human.
yeah. In the trap, he actually financed the whole movie.
Really? I didn't know that.
He financed everything. Because sometimes people are like, "Oh, M. Night Shyamalan, should we put money in?" And I don't know. He was like, "Nope, screw it. I'm putting in money to it." And you'll also see in a lot of his movies or movies that he's part of, his movie company, which is called it's called Blinding Lights. You'll see it now in a lot of his movies. You would have seen this in this trailer as well. Blinding Lights is part of his movie production company. Anyway, that's just a side thing.
Cool.
Smashing.
Awesome. That was a
Lovely.
good chat.
Wonderful. You didn't know M. Night Shyamalan before? Well, hopefully you know him a bit now and you've lasted this long. Only diehards probably have lasted this long. But thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Cool. Yeah, well, this has been the Spaghetti Junction podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And yeah, tell us your favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
Agree with us, disagree with us, whatever.
We don't care.
And we care.
Have a good one. I'm past that. All right, people,
cheers, everybody. You'll see you in the next one.
Cheers, bye.